What is going on, guys? Another day in paradise. I've got the beast, the man, Suneet Agerwal, coming in from California. He has blessed me with some time today to talk to everybody. I'm going to interrogate the shit out of him and
Good.
ask him all the tips, the tricks on how to grow a real estate team and how to go out and crush it. So, for those of you guys don't know, this guy's the number one. He owns Big Block Realty North in Sacramento, California. Runs the number one real estate team in the entire state of California. Is that correct?
Number one by units by a lot. Number one
By a
by a
lot, by a
lot.
landslide. So from what I was seeing the other day, you guys have already closed somewhere around like 1,100 units closed 2021.
That was before I counted last month.
Wow.
So yeah, it's going
So
good,
what do you guys what are y'all trending? What do you think you'll end the year at?
bro. I don't. It's beyond what I expected. So I don't even. I was shooting for 1,000. I don't know where it's gonna end up. I ask people, and some people say, 1,700. I don't even know.
Jesus. Jesus.
So I mean, that's all great, right? A lot of units, and it is fun to win. It's definitely
Yeah.
why I wake up. But I don't know what the number is going to be. And I don't even look anymore because I'm all, wait, really? Like I'm
Yeah.
I'm happy right now, right? Well, not no, never mind. I'm never happy. But this number right now makes
Feeling
me
good.
yeah, this number right now makes me feel good about being number one again.
So, man, I heard someone the other day say something to the tune of, per every one California transactions, like doing two transactions on the East Coast. What do you have to say about that?
Um, so California, I mean, sales price wise, like
No, so a buddy of mine out there, he's like, man, he's like, it's really hard to sell 500-600 homes in California, because there's a lot of East Coast teams that'll sell 1,000
oh,
plus, but
oh, dude, yes. Like for whatever reason, um, I think my record last year was definitely the most ever.
yeah,
I think my record this year will definitely be the most ever for a team in
wow,
California. Not
that's
a
incredible.
brokerage, right? But for a team in California, I think it'll be number one. And like, who's to say? Like, maybe there's some sleeper, maybe some broker calls himself a team, which I got accused of. Although I had two different submissions, brokerage and team,
Yeah.
and so we'll see. But um, I feel good. Yeah, I feel good. I feel good. Yeah.
Life is good. Life is good. So, for everyone else that's joining in, so I started coaching with Suneet about a month ago, and I was looking at just the growth, and we've grown tremendously. We'll
Yeah.
do about 400 units for about 120 million in Knoxville, and so that's really good in our area, right? And me being the super impatient person that I am, I always joke, I say I've got the patience of a toddler. I'm like, man, I want to go faster. I want to go faster. And so I already have a real estate coach. I've got an operations coach. And I said, listen, I want to go and like find someone that's in a market that's hard to go out and scale. And then I started seeing your posts on Chep stuff, and I was like, all right, let's talk to this guy. And I told him, I said, listen, I want to talk to the number one coach you got. I said, I don't want to. I was like, no offense to anyone. I was like, I'm very very protective of who I allow influence me. And he
Sure.
said, dude, you got to holler at my boy Sonny. Like, he's like, you guys will hit it off. And so,
He was
uh,
right. As
yeah.
though
So,
he
so we hopped on a phone call, and it was supposed to be like 15 minutes, and it ended up being an hour. And I said, all right, listen, this guy knows, he speaks my language. So man, I'm really excited to have you on today. I appreciate you taking the time. I know what it's like having a 400 transaction brokerage and time frame. And I know, that your time's super valuable. So my ultimate goal today is, we have a lot of people that follow us or follow my page, and obviously you too. And I want to provide as much value to them on what you've been able to do to grow your business, and what's been the biggest wins, and also what most people won't talk about is the biggest losses. And so I like to get in the nitty gritty and just be raw and real with people. People in my office know that, like, I'm super transparent. I tell it how it is. So man,
good.
tell my audience, how long have you been in business? They know what you're doing this year with this. What you been in the business as long as you have really shocked me, because I thought you'd been in business a lot longer. So, how many years have you been actively selling real estate?
I think in January will be my eighth year.
It's incredible. Makes me
But
feel like a slacker.
get to work, bro. Previously in another life, from 2002 to 2008, I was in mortgage. However, it was national, and I was doing refinances with people on the phone. I never met anybody. I still didn't. I did one purchase in like 7 years, so I didn't know
Yeah.
shit about it, right?
Yeah.
And so that was the extent of my real estate history. Then I got out and I did all kinds of crazy shit, man. And I was all over the place. We don't talk about it. And
So I just need to Google your name and then put the year from 2008 to 2000 to basically 2012.
2014, yeah,
14.
2014. Yeah. And got into real estate. I was, one of my dear friends who ended up mentoring me. Just said, I made a bunch of money this year. You're not doing anything. Get up and get to work. So I went to the office and I got dressed. I was like, I'm a realtor. I worked at like an old school brokerage. I'm not going to say the brand, an older school brand. And I may have been one of the youngest people there. Nobody was using tech at all. They had some big producers, and they still do have a lot of the same big producers that I sell, 5-10 times as much as every year.
Here's my humble brag real quick.
Really learned the basics there. I was rookie of the year in my first 9 months of being an agent in the West Coast, California, Hawaii, Oregon, Washington for this brokerage. And I got into like coaching and other kinds of things, right? Like I was on Facebook a lot or looking at shit on the internet a lot, and these people weren't. I started buying leads my second week of being an agent. I was the only person in there that bought any leads, right?
Wow.
1 or 2 people. I had $200 a month. I bought Zillow leads in a very challenged neighborhood. Like my average price point was like 60 grand, and handyman would get shot while out there working on listings.
60 grand in California. What is that buying you? A toilet?
Bro. Like you don't want to ride, you don't want to roll in that neighborhood, right? Like you did not want to go. I did not want to go, but I did. And kept on doubling down on lead spend, getting into better areas. Went to Keller, got into the whole coaching environment, became a coach, became a speaker really fast. Like, and just growth, like consistent, like just gas on the fire, man. Just pedal to the metal, like ultra competitive, which you know about me, right? Like,
yeah, for sure. You hate numbers, I can tell. I hate being in the top. Oh, that's incredible.
So, I mean, just constant pedal to the metal. Maybe I'm very fortunate from the opportunities that have been given me in this short amount of time. Maybe I worked my friggin' face off and got the opportunities because I worked my friggin' face off, right? Sometimes it's kind of blurred, right? So
yeah. So this is pretty cool. You don't even know this about me. So you started in January of 2014, you said?
Yep.
So I was selling cell phones, right? I was selling cell phones like they were Skittles, man. You need a cell phone. You need a cell phone. You need a cell phone, right? So I was slinging those things like Skittles. I started in real estate in March of 2016. So I'm in year 5, about to be on year 6. So I've got 24 months to catch you and beat you. So for all of you guys that are watching this, I'm going to crush this guy's numbers by 2020. What is that? 3. So
good. Well, it's way easier in Tennessee, anyways, right?
Wow. Yeah. I feel you on that. So let's talk about this. So my whole mission, right? Like I remember being the brand new agent. I didn't know anything about leads. I was super illiterate to that. I just would pick up the phone, start dialing, calling. So you nailed one of my topics was going to be. So you started building your business buying internet leads. Is that correct?
Yep. That and open houses. Every freaking weekend, I would do 3, and whatever money I had, I'd buy some damn leads. Yep.
That's incredible. So right off the rip, you were investing in yourself, taking the risk. And then you started doubling down on that. So
bro, I had no money. Literally.
Cool. So there's a lot of people that are going to watch this that are real estate agents, that are aspiring real estate agents. There's people that'll watch this that think that they've figured out that they're ready to go and do it on their own. So let's talk about that. So you said you had no money, so you're buying the trash of trash leads, but you still were able to be rookie of the year. What did that look like? What did your daily activities look like to actually get you in a position to where you could get rookie of the year?
Well, dude, it was weird because I would say, right, I'm gonna put on my dry clean shirt from Macy's and my dry clean pants. Shout out to my mom for buying me those outfits. Maybe it was Ross, not Macy's, unless the Macy's clearance rack. I don't know. You guys have
Oh
Macy's
man,
out there?
we
Yeah.
do. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Not in
Um,
Knoxville, but we have Macy's in the state. But yes,
and I would go sit there and just wait for something to happen. But none of these agents bought leads. They were all Sphere. They were all considerably older or older enough.
yeah,
But I went to
older
the
enough.
office every day, dude. I went to the office every day, and eventually, like, I would hear conversations, and I would people would say, "Hey, do you want this deal? It's really small." Or, "Hey, do you want this? It's in a challenged area." Or, "Hey, look at this." Um, and every weekend, I would prospect at open houses, and every lead I got, I would work really hard on. Right?
Yeah,
The real
yeah,
basics, dude. And it was hard, and I was poor.
yeah.
My last businesses before I was making, millions and millions of dollars, and I lost a lot of that, and was poor and was hungry and wanted to freaking make money again.
So guys, so what you're hearing from this guy definitely knows how to make money, but he also knows how to lose money. So don't talk to this guy about keeping money in your pocket. Yeah, that's where you guys
Yeah.
talk to me. So, man, that's so funny.
That's a different story. That's a different
That's
story.
a different story. He says that's on a non-recorded podcast.
Yeah.
So that's so funny, man. As I literally today, I was sitting down. We had 11 new faces in our group. We are doing an orientation, and I told people I was like, and I don't know if who I heard this from, but I heard this somewhere, and it may have been on one of your podcasts. But they said successful people people will go out and they'll stop doing what they did, the basics and what they did because because it was successful. Maybe it was John. I don't even know anymore. They said they'll do the basics and get really busy and they'll be successful and they'll stop doing what they're doing because it was successful. And then they're trying to reinvent the wheel and doing stupid shit that's
Yep.
not going back to the basics and try to reinvent the wheel. And so I call it the real estate roller coaster, right? And so people will do the daily activities. For me, I was mad when I first got into business because there was no structure. But I also was in the office and I told my agents today, in fact, I was like, those of you guys that show up every single day will make significant amount more money and you'll do it significantly faster than ones that we see once a week. I said, hands down. And so that's funny hearing it from you,
Yeah.
even 7 years ago, same principle. And I pounded the phone calling expireds, open houses, same situation, expired listings for sub owners.
Yep.
That's what I built my business on. First year maintaining 20 listings at a time,
Good.
got up to, maybe like 40 listings as a solo agent, which is a lot. And so I tell people, all these agents nowadays, I said, it's so much easier today than it's ever been,
Oh
because
yeah, just join a good team. Like the team has everything.
100%, 100%. So you were basically saying, hey, I'll take all the trash I'll take all the scraps, right? And that's funny. So our team's average price points around 330,000, 340,000, which is significantly higher than our area, right? And so one of our markets, it's like 450. And so what actually brings our price point down is our agent's SOI business. It's crazy. Like our agent's SOI business lowers my production. So my average price point would be actually like 370, but my agent's SOI business lowers it. So I literally pulled those numbers and their SOI on the listing side's 260, on the buy side's 280. And so like our listings are 350. And so I'm like, man, listen, y'all complain about, leads and stuff like this, splits, stuff like that. But I said, in all reality, your numbers is what's driving my numbers down,
That's funny, dude.
it is. And so, but what people don't realize is what really successful people do. They'll eat shit. They'll eat dirt, whatever it looks like, right? You're taking this ghetto, scary neighborhood, bottom tier leads. My first deal was 80,000. My second one was like 110,000. I broke a 200,000 after like my fifth or sixth deal, and I thought I was making it. and you're like, you can't buy a shack in California for 200,000. You know,
Not now.
that's like the outhouse out there. So, but even
But
now, I mean, it's getting to that point to where it's a little bit more. But 200, 250 buys you a decent little starter home here in Tennessee. But well, the common thing that I interview highly successful people is they all start from that situation and they grind. And it sound you told me a second ago is that you double down, you'd get more money, profits, and you'd reinvest that back into the lead system. Is that correct?
yeah.
So walk me through. You become rookie of the year. You're buying leads immediately. How do you grow and transition to a top agent, and then building a team? What did that look like for you?
So top agent, um, coaching and reading and learning and devouring all the free content I could get, all the podcasts, GSD, Pat Hyben, uh, everything I could listen to and read, and reading the books, the same books everyone tells us to read, going to conferences, being a little broke ass, sleeping on a floor at a conference, right? And really connecting with everybody and just working really hard. And like, I was sitting at Keller, and I know I owned all these other businesses, and my wife was pregnant with my first kid, and I was, oh man, this agent stuff is a little hard. Like, I'm out showing houses. I want to like be a dad. And I know that you have a young child, right? I
Three
want to,
months.
yeah. And I said, I want to be a dad. I don't want to show any more houses. This is hard. So let me just unpack this and figure out a way to do leads. So I got really proficient with leads, and I was sitting at my little free cubicle at Keller, and I said, and I'm looking around, there's like 4 or 5 agents. This one I kind of knew. And I said, hey, I'm going to start a team and I'm going to give you leads. What do you think? Oh, sounds good. Oh, sounds good. And I'd really gotten into a coaching program at that time. And I just started, I got Commissions Inc., which the lead quality at that time wasn't the best. I can't speak to what it is now, but it was something,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
went hard at that, hard at other portal leads, and just hard on recruiting back then, right? Not as hard as I go now on that. And that's a whole other conversation
yeah.
about KFR. But
We'll talk about
uh,
that. We'll
yeah,
end on that note.
yeah. And then, right, just like, I elevated my room I was in. Like, I always hung out with, we were talking about, some people I hang out with now, they're the top in the country,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
I'm fortunate, now some of them are my coaching clients, right? Some of the top in different countries. So, which is just weird to say, but
wild.
the top guy in Knoxville, right?
Yeah,
So I just did that, man. And I was a nice, good person. And I hung out with people, and I got the right person, the right drink, right? And I paid for the right dinner, and I smiled and was just
100%.
cool and charming and tried to provide value the whole time. And he wasn't a dick, right? Maybe a
Yeah,
little bit sometimes, but not enough, right? So just
100%.
did all the things that you should do, all the things that the old school Zig Ziglar book tells you to do, all those things, like, yeah, right?
You
Try
have
and help.
anything you want in the world as long as you're willing to help enough people get what they
Yes,
want.
dude, yes, and I'm
100%.
testament to that. And the Napoleon Hill, like, surround you're the sum of the five people, right? Like,
Yep.
think about these goals and educate yourself and do, like, that's what I did,
That's
right?
so weird that you said that. As I literally 30 minutes ago, I was having that exact same conversation, and I was talking about the influence. I was like, man, I'm super, super, super diligent on who I allow influence me. You
Yeah,
know,
dude. Yeah,
you can call me a snob. Someone called me the other day. They said I changed, and that what did they say? They said that I've changed, and I was like, man, I just had a started a new business. I just had a new baby, so my world's flipping upside down, and I'm having my wife going through postpartum, all that situation. So I'm trying to be a good husband, but I've changed. Yeah, you know what? I sure have changed. What I've realized is I've got to cut dead weight if I'm ever going to go out and stay and continue to grow. And I hate to even say that situation, but I mean, it is what it is. It's like, if you're not growing, you're dying, in my opinion. And
dude,
what
yeah,
I'm hearing you say is, you invested to be in the right places. I encourage all my agents. We've got a conference in Las Vegas. I said, listen, I don't care where you're at. I said, commit to that. I said, you'll never get a higher return on your investment more than investing in yourself. You will never make more
Dude,
money than investing in yourself. And, still this day, like this year, I'll spend right at probably six figures in coaching. And quite
same, bro.
frankly, and
Easy, yeah.
yeah, and so, in my situation, they're like, man, you made it. You got a big team. You're doing $100 million. Like that's pinnacle. I'm like, how about a bill?
Yeah. It
Right?
ain't enough. And that's
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, and so that's the cool thing. And it's like, but also I tell people all the time, it's not what's coming in, anything like that. It's what you keep, at the same time. And so the power of leveraging and stuff like that. But I want to keep this real estate related. And so you were talking about you doubled down on recruiting, so you handled that. And so I compare teams to our size is it's the difference of going on Division 3, Division 2, Division 1, and then SEC, right? And so I say anyone that's $100 million, you've made it to the SEC level.
Is
Uh,
that football?
yeah, talking about football.
Okay,
Talking
well,
about football.
I want to be Tom Brady, bro. So
Yeah. So listen, Tom Brady actually got drafted 168th, but that's NFL. So I'm talking about college football. You
I'm
probably
talking
didn't watch
about
that.
champions, though.
I heard that. He said, "I want a ring per finger I got."
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. So I'm gonna talk college ball because I don't watch a whole lot of
exactly.
NFL. But you're saying you want to be the Alabama of college football. So same here, right? And so as you're recruiting and scaling, so it takes people, I mean, what people don't understand is as you get bigger and bigger, you're training, you've got new people, you have people that'll come and go. And so, from every big team that I've interviewed, the average is going to be anywhere from 8 to 10 because you do have new people. That doesn't take away from the person that's doing 40, 50, 60 units, right? But you have new people. If someone's at zero, that's going to obviously affect numbers. So, what was the biggest game changer for you when you started recruiting that changed your game? Like, what was that aha moment that clicked where you said, "Hey, I've got a recruiter. This isn't going to work out."
Oh, like day 3 of the team, right? I was on, man, I need agents,
Yeah,
right? Nonstop. Now, when I always wanted agents, um, when I really opened my brokerage, that's when I said, wow, I really like agents is everything, right?
yeah,
And now I have an opportunity to work with every agent. I have it all, right?
yeah,
Which for me, it gives me a lot of friggin' power because I can do whatever I want. Sign on that document, right? I come aboard, I can do whatever I want. So that was a turning point for the recruiting for me. Was definitely like opening the brokerage. Not saying that's the only way, but that's when I realized the importance. I mean, I was happy with a 20-person team.
yeah. How many
You
how
know,
many are you in the team now?
like 72, I think.
Wow,
But
that's
we're just
incredible.
getting started, baby. That is nothing. We are going for it.
So what's the goal by let's say that me and you have this conversation October 2022,
Oh
right?
man, it better be a hell of a lot more. It better be 100 some. Better be way over 100.
All right, so my team, we talk about SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time oriented. So we're gonna say October. So I'm gonna challenge you. I'm coming back at you, man. So
Challenge,
so
yeah.
what's that specific number by October 2022? 100 something. What 100 what? 120, 150?
I
What's
mean,
that
let's
team?
just let's just break it down. Can we recruit 10 people a month? Yeah, we do it all the time. And there is attrition. If natural attrition is 30%, okay.
Yep.
So then we're keeping 7 people a month. So 7 times 12 is what? Don't ask me about math. 80
Should be
something.
84.
And
84. So
you're
you're
doing it.
150. Let's do 84 plus 72. It's 156 agents.
Yeah,
So,
sounds
so
about
we
right.
should
But that would be good. Right?
156
Like
agents.
that's
Hey,
math, but I would rather say like, what's your goal, Matt? I want to crush everybody and have more than anybody, right?
hey,
Like
I'm
give me
with you
all
on
the
that.
agents. Like I love goal setting, and I think it's
Yeah.
great. And I write down my current goals in my phone. Like, dude, let's see what the current goal is right now.
I love
Let,
that, man. He
let's
said, I
look
just
at,
want to crush everybody.
yeah.
Hey, man, I know that you're in my state. I know we're buddies and I know we're going to this conference together. But just so you know, let me make this very clear. I want to crush you like a little cockroach, as Mr. Wonderful would say.
I said that on stage at Cheplack event last week. Is I'm number one in the state of California, and I want to be it again. And
Yeah,
I wake
that's
up
great.
and I wake up and I stay awake late at night and figure out how I can beat you.
That's
Right.
great, man. I love that.
So like on my phone, Ed, I like Ed Milet. I
Yeah.
I I like his podcast. So he says to put his goals in his phone. So my goal is 200 agents at the brokerage and 100 on the team. That's my current goal,
Okay.
right? 100 on the team in California is really freaking sweet, dude. Like
Yeah.
that's really sweet.
Hey, that you got different problems when you have that many people, huh? Your
Yeah,
problems are different, huh?
yeah. Like I told my wife, I said, I'm buying a fucking Lambo.
That's
Okay,
funny,
like
dude. That's so funny. Oh man, actually, there. So it's so funny as I was looking at vehicles. There's this. So two people in my market drive Lamborghinis, and one of them's an agent, and the other one he owns a construction company. Just bought one, and I'm a Ferrari guy. I'm not a
well,
Lamborghini
I
guy.
don't care. I just say Lambo just because it's
Yeah,
funny. Like I don't
yeah,
really
for sure.
know. Yeah,
Well, listen, man. So I'll tell you what's different in Tennessee. I want a big old jacked up truck that I can go and take through anything that can go through like a, just I can run it through anything. So I want this big 2500 HG diesel that I can pull like
sick.
14 four-wheelers, right? And so that's the Tennessee version of a California Lambo, baby. You know what I mean? That's the difference. What happens is I could accidentally run over the Lambo and I've got no dents in my truck. You know what I mean? And so that's funny, man, though. So you talk about 30% attrition, which people don't realize that, people have come and gone in my team. And, a lot of those people are no longer even business. And I tell people, it's like, listen, that is part of it. If you are going to go big, right, you get to the SEC level of things, it's constantly being recruited. The grass is always greener on the other side. There's someone
Yeah,
that's giving a better split, but the reality is the people that get it will get it, and those people will crush it. I had a
yeah.
girl on my team that literally last month did, I don't know, 10, 12 transactions for 11.4 million 1 month.
Wow.
The take home is going to be $150,000 or more, and so and I go look at it and like, people, we talk about agents and stuff like that. Like people like, oh man, I could go out and work and sell less homes and make more money. Can you?
Yeah. Why didn't you then?
Why didn't you? Right. Or they do it and it's like, okay, well, what have you been doing for the last 6 months? I know one of my gals is, even on 50 to 30% splits is put six figures in her bank account in 30 days.
They're killing, killing,
I'm like, dang girl.
killing.
Like
Love it.
I told her, I said, don't take a 3 month vacation.
Yeah. Right. That's what
So
happens.
So leaving that, so we'll go on the next the last thing on that. So say I look back and because we've had a tremendous amount of growth in the last 2 years, from when you went to 20 to went to 70, what was the one component? Like, what did you have to change about you, right? What change in you to get to that level?
So, dude, it's going to be really reflective. That's when I hooked up with John, right? Shep, who is my coach, who now I coach for, right? And who kind of like it should be an introspective thing for you coaching with me
Yeah,
is like, I really need to fucking get some agents, man. I need some damn agents. Like, I need all the agents. What do I do?
yeah,
And I think you can probably get to 20 with just leads and like a good, like I can talk to people well. I'm an effective communicator. I'm an effective
sure.
marketer, right? Like on my
Yeah,
own. So I think if you have those basic skill sets, you can get to 20. But getting, maybe that number is different in your market, but we
there's
got to
5,000
work.
agents.
What?
There's a lot. There's 5,000 agents out here. There's a lot of agents.
Yeah. So like we got to work to get up to 100, right? Like you
Yeah,
just don't get 100. So,
yeah.
and I haven't got there yet. And it's another thing that keeps me up at night because there's one team in California that does. And so, yeah, I mean, I think like I really hooked up with the right coach and I got I plugged into a proven system, right?
Yeah.
And that proven system is constantly being tweaked and all these other things. But you just gotta do it, dude. You just gotta do it. Like, dude,
Yeah.
like, here's the thing for any team leader listening: is recruiting will solve all your problems.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with productivity? Yes, recruit. Do you have a problem with money? Yes, recruit. You have a problem with doing enough deals? Yes, recruit.
Yeah.
Just keep effing recruiting. KFR. They're like, wake up and recruit.
KFR. I love it. I'm an acronyms guy, so I love anytime I hear a new acronym. I'm gonna put that one down in my Rolodex. So
Oh,
that
dude, I'm about to get it tattooed, bro. Like, that's so
dude.
important.
So running thing, and we'll end on this note. But my running joke with all my new team members, like, listen, man. I was like, I'll pay for the tattoo if you get Jay Combs tattooed on your body. I said that shows how loyal. Still yet to have anyone tattoo themselves, but I always joke on that. I said, well, listen, you can just do JC. I was like, listen,
My business partner will give, who owns Big Block Corporate, and he has 1,000 agents in San Diego. You will have free brokerage fees for life if you get a Big Block Realty tattoo.
I love it, man. I love it, man. I greatly appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing. It definitely. So, guys, for everyone that didn't know, we hopped off a coaching call right to get on here. I said, so I kind of cheated the system, got 2 for
I was
1
warmed
today.
up. I was warmed up, though.
I got him. Listen, I got him warmed up enough to drop the F-bomb on Facebook. So, for those of you, I tell people if the word fuck offends you, probably not the place to hang out. But man, listen, I appreciate it. Super valuable. And really, it's funny that you hear these things. Success leaves clues, right? And everyone's getting the information from someone. It's all the same, but getting back to the basics, right? So you want to be a top agent, do the activities, invest in yourself. You want to go and grow to that, do the right thing, bring people in. You want to grow higher to that, then you've got to have, more people in it, and you have to have a higher level value add proposition. So phenomenal, man. I greatly appreciate it. Can't wait to see you on the flip side. I'm going to be coming out to California in the next couple months, so I will holler at you then, man.
Well, I'll talk to you next week too, brother.
For everyone else, stay tuned to the next episode of The Elite Agent. We've got the new series going on. I'm going to interview a lot of people way smarter than me, so hopefully you can steal their tips and tricks and grow your team too. See you guys.
Peace.